I don't like it. I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't like it. It's not a good game. I have reasons, trust me. I've wanted for a long time to make a long rant about this game. By a long time, I mean pretty much its entire time of being out. But yeah, I don't like it. It's just bad. And I think people are just like praising this game and being extremely biased about it because it's Undertale. I'll be honest right now, it's just a poor man's Undertale. Right. Undertale, although I've lost most of my respect for it, this game has made me see how not to do Undertale. I respect Undertale a whole lot more now because I have this to compare it to. I can... The intro is fair enough. I like the fact that it makes you create your own vessel and then throw it all away. But, like, there's only so much good about it. By so much, I mean not a lot. I mean, there's Ralsei, who Ralsei is the new Blueberry Sans. I honestly couldn't care less for Ralsei. I mean, ooh, smart. It's an anagram for Asriel. But he's so cliched. I've seen him before multiple times, too many times for me to care about him. Like, twice Toby does the cliche of take that off, I can't see your face with him. Not to mention the goddamn prophecy cliche. And nowadays, you would only use the prophecy cliche if you're half-assing something. I thought that the chapter 1 was just half-assed and not important so that Toby could get to the actual deep lore and stuff, but apparently this isn't even the same universe as Undertale, so why should we give a shit? Why, honestly? Why? Who should care about... I'll tell you what it is, and how does no one else notice this? Toby's just gone and made his own AU. That's what it is. Like, oh, fucking... Like, he couldn't even be bothered to have the main villain interesting at all. There's no redeeming qualities about him. He's just a very trashy character in general. Sure, the designs are still original, the music's still good, but I mean, Lancer just looks like that because of Sans. Sans appearing at the end, I expected to have more meaning dialogue with someone like Sans. Olagaster hint. What I wanted from a successor to Undertale is answers about Gaster and Kara and stuff like that. Not a completely different universe. It's terrible, truly. It completely destroyed my expectations, and this is the first time that I've actually hated a game to the point where I would rant like this about it. Like, the end game. Rosal's card, or however the hell you pronounce his name, I don't fucking know. He appears twice, does more of the easy puzzle stuff that we've already seen too many of with Lancer, Except this time it's just ridiculous. And then you don't even fight him or anything, he's just immediately on your side. I was convinced that this was just a half-assed attempt at Chapter 1 so that Toby could dismiss it all and get onto the main stuff that actually matters, but... It's just not. I knew something was up when Toby announced Undertale on the Nintendo Switch. I made a joke video about that. But for this to come out of it instead of something that we actually want... Apparently, Toby doesn't want to spend more than 7 years working on this game. But... you can't just, like, try and make a game and give up if it takes a certain amount of time. I mean, there was Cuphead. Cuphead took a long time. Undertale itself took ages. And look what the end result was. It was pretty good. Better than this. There's too many cliches in this story for me to want to take it seriously. And Jevil. Where do I begin with Jevil? I knew that there had to be at least some kind of secret boss fight. But Jevil is I think it's some sort of basement of the castle. And he's one of those guys that wants to play rather than fight. It reminds me of a certain person. I won't say who that is because some people might think of it as a bit of a stretch, but you know, just a little bit, you know, when wanting to play, being locked in a basement. It's really not that similar, nah. Oh yeah, the intro. Like the intro, how they get into the underground as well was half-assed. I mean, it was a bit difficult to believe, but you know, pretty much you could roll with it that some child would walk up to a mountain and then fall down into the underground. But for a freaking closet in a school to suddenly turn into this horrible version of Narnia, I don't like to roll with that. I was also requested by a person to bring up the issue of characters mentioning the fact that quiet people piss them off because they have a quiet friend that you know they care about, but you know she's stupid. But I will just mention that right now. So bit poor Lucy, I guess. To sum it up, somebody like Toby, I'd expect better than this from. There's a lot of what made Undertale not here. Like the fact that you can't do different runs anymore. Like, you don't get punished for your actions anymore in this. I also, like, don't think that the way Toby's doing it in he releases one chapter as a demo and then does the rest of the chapters in the full game when it releases. I think the better way to have done it would have been to do it chapter by chapter, you know, like Bendy did it. I mean, half of the reason that Bendy had the hype that it did and where most of the Bendy theories came from, a lot of Bendy's success was focused around the fact that it released one chapter at a time. So clearly, instead of making us wait forever again for something that I really don't care about, you might as well release it chapter by chapter. I'm just surprised that I'm the only person that has started complaining about this, as far as I'm aware. Like, people are praising this game far too much. People still think it's Undertale 2. It isn't. Toby's stated himself it's not Undertale 2. It's a completely different universe, which that's the fans' job, to be honest. Like, you can't have unanswered questions and then proceed to move on and do something completely different with a completely different universe and not answer any of those questions. Like, I know that there's such thing as spin-offs, like the FNAF books, for example, but, like, at least Scott went on to conclude his series properly and happily, answering what needed to be answered, instead of spending a lot of time and focusing all of his effort into something that nobody should really care about. And that's basically all that I have to complain about. I mean, the rest, there are some things I haven't mentioned are just minor issues, like the fact that basing things off of playing cards is coming up again in this era. But, you know, that's not too major. That can still be done, I guess, as long as it's done in a good way and sense. Yeah. Hopefully I won't have to rant like this in a video again, because this isn't a freaking joke or anything. The only time I could see myself doing this again is if Nintendo doesn't put yellow in Let's Go Eevee. I will kill. I'll see you whenever I next upload. I don't know, I don't even have a schedule. But as it stands, have fun with your life, and I'll just do whatever the hell I do.